Well, hey kids, welcome back. Good to see your smiling faces. Okay, so yesterday was my first attempt at this monologue, whatever you want to call it. But I touched on some very important issues and near and dear to my own heart, but the most important one is this idea of the ranked choice voting. And it just deserves more coverage and explanation. To begin to describe the different aspects of what it can accomplish, let's take a look at some of my other pet projects. Is that the elimination of the Electoral College and rule of the majority, not the minority, gerrymandering, voter suppression, term limits, military spending, and a litany of other issues near and dear to all your hearts. This is something that will not be accomplished, it's in my opinion, will not be accomplished by voting either for a Republican or a Democrat. In a plurality system, there simply isn't the incentive to reach a compromise. The only incentive is to reach a vote favorable to your side. And this is where money plays the huge role. They only have two places to put their money. It's on the Democrat liberal side, if you will, and the conservative Republican side, if you want it that way. But if you take a good close look, and you can investigate this yourself, the difference between Republican right and Democrat liberal virtually doesn't exist. They are both right of center. The Biden administration is center right, only because the Republicans have moved a little farther right and a little more extremist authoritarian. And so they are upper right instead of middle center right as the Democrats. Bernie Sanders barely crosses the line of left, and he is above center, whereas no authority, now I'm going to get this wrong, but authoritarian left would be a dictator. Kim Jong-un only is middle left. Stalin was middle left. And it's because people really don't get it. You don't have a clue where your political parties stand. My brother, bless his heart, I voted for Trump the first time and I'll vote for him again. He can't explain it. He can't justify it. He can't reconcile it. But he's traveling in good company because he is not alone. And so we have to do something about that. And so my idea is to do something that we can do. You can't change it by just voting in the Democrats, and you can't change it just by voting in the Republicans. That's simply not going to happen. We need some new blood in the system, and the only way to get that is to force it onto the local ballot. Start a petition, get it on the local ballot, ranked choice voting in whatever flavor chooses or pleases your menu at the time. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but there are very good, ongoing, productive, functioning examples to follow. And my question to a good friend, he wrote a comment directly to me, and not on my site here, but he kind of put me in a box and was giving me deflective answers, commentary, and I said, well, if someone were to come to your door with a petition to get ranked choice voting on the ballot, would you sign it? And bless his heart, true to his own political convictions, he sidestepped that issue. He didn't say whether he would or not. And this brings me back to a point I brought up yesterday about apathy, because, well, it is what it is. And if you want to be apathetic, just get out of the fucking game, because you're not in it. And so all of this is just confusing. So I'm a little bitter on that, so we'll leave it alone. But the other thing I learned is everybody has limited attention span, apparently, because my longest view was 4 minutes and 51 seconds in a 10-minute video. They barely made it halfway, and I'm at 6, so stay tuned, kids. I'll try to polish them up and make them a little brighter. Adios.